Hi, it's Katie with Be Your Own Champion, and today I want to tell you that it's not too late. There are a lot of things that we put off or that we don't do, or we're hesitant about trying because we think, oh, I'm too old for that, it's too late for me, and then we don't even try. I would like to just completely reject that. I want to encourage you to just go out and try it. Even if you don't necessarily stick with it or become like the world champion at whatever it is, I encourage you to try it. That act alone will give you a big boost of confidence, and plus it's fun, right? If there's things that we want to do that we're like, oh my goodness, I would love to do this or I'd love to do that. Here's an example. One of my good friends took me to go see a circus show, and it was amazing. I was so impressed, and she was super impressed too. We were both talking about it for weeks afterwards. In the show, they had all sorts of acrobats, you know, doing aerial stunts and all sorts of things. They had silks, lyra, a whole bunch of crazy. Anyway, it was amazing. And you know, it just stuck in my head, and over the next couple weeks, one day I just decided, I want to do that. Why shouldn't I do that? So I looked it up and immediately enrolled in classes. It's been 9 months and I'm still doing it, and I absolutely love it, and I do not regret it. It's funny though, because if you had asked me maybe 5 or 7 years ago, hey Katie, how about you go enroll in an aerial silks class? How about you go learn trapeze and lyra? I would be like, what? What are you talking about? Why would I be starting a new sport? The thing is that those are false barriers that we put up for ourselves. I think it's important to challenge those barriers. They're not even real barriers. They're just things that we put in place because we're afraid, or because society has told us that's the way that it is, or because someone in your real life has told you that's the way that it is. I'm so glad that I just jumped in and found a class and enrolled, because if I hadn't, I would be missing out on so much, because those classes that I take are probably one of my favorite things ever that I have ever done in my life. I look forward to them every week. As soon as I'm done with the class, I'm already looking forward to the next class. If I had listened to the negative voices in my head that, you know, used to run a lot of my life, then I wouldn't even know that joy, and I would be missing out on a lot of fun and a lot of growth. Here's another example. I graduated from college pretty late compared to a lot of my peers. Is there something that you've been wanting to try? Maybe you want to start a business or go back to school, start a second career. Go ahead, do what you want. It's not too late. You have as long as you are alive. I mean, I saw a 90-year-old woman doing gymnastics the other day on a video, and I was like, if she can do that, I'm gonna do what I want. You know, there are no barriers, and age is definitely not as much of a barrier as we feel like it is. You know what I mean? Also, when you do start something, don't let other people's comments bother you. They might be like, oh, well, you're starting that kind of late, aren't you? You do what you want to do. If you feel really strongly about it and it's something that, you know, fuels your passion, then go for it. It's not too late for you. You can do whatever you want to do starting now. Everything that I've done that would be considered or labeled as late, I have not regretted at all. I plan on continuing learning and trying new things for as long as I can. I've adopted this belief that the possibilities are endless. I run my own business. If I want to try something else or another business in the future, I'm going to. I don't want to hold myself back in those areas anymore. There is so much that I would be missing out on. Is there something that you've been wanting to do and you've been making excuses for it? If you could try anything in the world, what would you do? Let me know in the comments, and thank you so much for watching. See you guys soon. Bye. Was that motivational enough?